Alright, so tonight I'm going to be doing missions, and I am running the level 3 missions. They're not bad. My goal is to get into the level 4 missions and get this character up to being able to eventually try the Bizzle sites. It's an alpha character, something I'm just kind of messing around with, seeing what alphas are capable of doing. And so far, it's not too bad. Could be better. Takes a long time for the skills to grind, but again, overall, it's not too bad. I've definitely had worse and stuff. So, be getting started here in just a moment. Alright, so now, like I said, I'm doing level 3 missions. Took me a little while to get here. Nothing too bad. Money bounces up and down. Not great. The pirate bounty again. Not great. But the goal is to hit level 4 missions. Now, been doing some things here to try to build up money and rep. I have, where's social? There it is. I've got my social up as high as a alpha can get it, and so 5% bonus for NPC agent corporation and standing increases. I've got my connections up there, which boosts that stuff as well. Don't have to worry about this right now. I'm not in hostile agents, and negotiation to boost my pay up. So again, if I was on an Omega character, I would definitely be taking that one all the way up, and a couple of these other ones. But it's an alpha, so you take it as high as you can take it. So this one's only going to be worth, not even 200. Well, yeah, about a little over 230k. Not many loyalty points, but again, the goal is to go ahead and get to level 4 missions. So I'm going to head out. Right now I am currently using a Hurricane. Sometimes it'll make me take a cruiser, but for the most part the Hurricane is what it's allowing me to use. I'm kind of digging the ship. Never really used it too much, but it's not a bad ship. So just one moment. I've also been experimenting with my Twitch channel a little bit, still getting used to a lot of these things, and I hooked up Nightbot, which is supposed to supposed to add things into chat and stuff like that. So not sure how well it's going to work. If it's going to work, we will find out. So away we go. One of the things I like about these over the Ark missions is that you're not going all over the universe. I think the farthest I've had to go is 5 jumps, but most of them are within 1 or 2. Now the Hurricane is a projectile ship. I do have 2 missiles on there, but the majority of the firepower comes from the guns that I have loaded on there. So here's my basic loadout. I have 6 of the 650mm medium scout artillery. I am not up to T2 guns yet, so still going with T1s, but going with meta. And I gave it basically a little boost here of shield power, from what I understand, and I am by no means even close to being an expert, but these Minmatar ships are shield tank, so I went with some shields there. And then I have some stabilizers and tracking enhancers, shield power relay, and meta damage control item. So I am horrible about reading these things, so let me make sure what I'm going to do before I warp in. Acquire these goods, special delivery item, looted from the convoy. Okay, so eliminate the pirate duo and come back. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now this is going to be a short run tonight. I'm testing out some changes that I've made. I was having a very difficult time. I don't know what happened to my streaming, but all of a sudden it started eating up all of my CPU, and as soon as I would go live, I'm running 95 to 100% CPU, which was causing me to disconnect and slow way down. So right now, not doing bad at all. So this is kind of a little test run. I had been streaming pretty good, and then with the issues and everything, kind of had to take a step back and reevaluate things, hoping this winter, November, December time frame, to go ahead and upgrade my computer. I mean, it's not bad. It's probably about 3 years old. Got a Asus gaming motherboard running the Intel i5, 16 gigs of RAM. You know, nothing major, but you know, definitely should be more than enough to stream and play Eve. So not quite sure what was going on there, but knock on wood, seems to be doing okay now. So these ships, this ship here, I'm looking at about 33 is my optimal range with the artillery I have in there, and so it's not actually bad at all. And I can take a decent amount. Tell ya, tier 3 missions did not I thought they were going to be tougher, to be honest. They were not difficult at all. Turn on my hardeners, and now he's in range. I'll throw out my drones. One of the things that I'm actually considering is getting rid of my missiles there and throwing in a drone control unit. I can't think of the actual name right off hand a second, but the missiles don't do that much damage. I got to be up right now within 27 kilometers, and my guns will go farther than that, so it's not really worth having. Plus the one doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so I think it's this one, the link augmenter. So take a high, yep. So I'm thinking about throwing one of those in there, and I'm also thinking about, no, that's medium. Nope. There we go, throwing in a drone damage amplifier as well. But I'm building up my drone skills. They're still fairly low. Just turn my hardeners off. We'll go get this bad boy. I've been wanting to do solo PvP, but in some ways I'm just a big wuss, and in other ways there's just nothing out there that I've really seen that discusses any kind of strategies, why you would do this, why you would do that. Most of the videos out there are just merely watch me PvP, and you can pick up some things from them, but you know, I want to know what strategies should I be using, what are some of the, you know, I mean, granted, there's no perfect ship for anything. Every ship has a purpose, every ship has a reason why you want to use it, and every ship has pros and cons. But I want to know, you know, what are some of the top solo PvP ships? What ships should I be looking at to start? You know, I don't want to go and invest in a bunch of ships and find out that they are actually just terrible for what I'm wanting to do. I know I'm gonna die, not worried about that. There's probably going to be a lot of doing that, but I do want to make sure that I'm giving myself the best chance to be successful. I don't want to go out there and have a fitting that, you know, people are looking at like, oh my gosh, why on earth is he PvPing with that fitting? You know, what is he doing? Why is he using that ship? So I've, you know, been looking around reading, but I just have not had much luck in finding anything that really really helps me feel a little bit more confident about what I'm doing and, you know, learning everything. So, dock up. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit more challenging mission on this next one. That one seemed a lot more like a very easy level 2 mission. Alright, so we're going to turn this thing in here. And standing hasn't changed much. Again, this is my goal. I do need to start, probably as soon as these drone skills are done, getting into my battleship. I'm pretty sure, yeah, nope, I haven't bought my skill book for it yet. But that's what I'm going to be using to run my T4s. Most likely, even though I've been having a lot of fun with the projectiles, most likely I'll end up going with a Typhoon. Watching another streamer, seems pretty good using missiles from longer range, but I'm definitely going to have to get those skills up before I do that. But knowing me, I'll probably try out both ships. I'm a glutton for punishment, and I get bored with just one thing. I like to have a little bit of spice in my life and try different stuff, so unless it comes to food. Very, very finicky when it comes to food. Alright, there we go. So, we're going to find the former secret agent and eliminate him before he can reveal the top secret information. Alright, so this looks a little bit more challenging. This is not red, so I should be good on my ship. And so, nice. We're going to get in the neighborhood of a little over 800,000 plus 1,000 loyalty points. So, definitely good. So, set my destination. Good. Very close. One jump away. And we are good on ammo. I am running a bit low. Going to have to bump that up, get some more of that. Alright, so looking good, looking good. Now, it does take a little while for this ship to take off. It is kind of slow on the warp, though. I'm guessing that my battleship is going to be even slower. Haven't used too many battleships. I used the big drone boat for very little time in my real life, my real EVE life, when I'm VNI ratting. I tried the Dominic's, and I couldn't do the ticks that I could in the VNI, so I kind of gave up on that. And I don't think I had another battleship. I believe, I want to say I owned a Raven but never actually used it. Yep, I was still training the heavy missiles and stuff when I ended up selling that. So I never actually got to enjoy that one. So, I'm going to reload while we warp over there. So this is just a basic kill mission. Nothing major, nothing fancy. Now, I am hoping that they have some kind of play your own citadels there, so I don't have to go. I have had from time to time had to warp off and repair, because this does not have an armor rep, and I've had to repair before going back out. Yay, acceleration gate. I know why they have them, but man, sometimes those acceleration gates, I'd rather just warp right in on it and get started. So, do you play EVE? Are you just kind of watching? Are you a player? I'm definitely looking for some advice with PvP. I'm hoping that somebody will be on tonight that might want to discuss it and give me some friendly advice. Alright, so I'm hoping there's going to be somebody... Oh, there's another acceleration gate. I was going to say, there is not much here. So, let's orbit this guy at 30. Make sure I'm orbiting the right one. Make this a little bit quicker. Since they're not hitting me or anything, I don't have to worry about my hardeners just yet. That one's going to take... Let's go after this guy here first. Then I'm going to get up closer to this guy here and go ahead and pull out my drones. Kind of speed things up. Well, we might as well take this guy out since we're almost in optimal range anyway. I just realized my gun's never reloaded. Wonder if I got to the warp gate too quickly. That has happened in the past. So now I'm noticing my Nightbot should have already posted in there for me, and he has not. Alright, let's take some drones out. Pop those drones. But yeah, I gotta be able to get 5 drones out of there at a time, so I gotta work on my drone skills and have them do more damage than they're doing too. Right now my guns do the majority of the damage. Alright, so we are within range for this guy. Take him out. Yes, I know. Should probably get closer. Tended to drift off. Alright, so got some extra chat in there. I'm hoping that that will go ahead and get my Nightbot going, so I can see if that worked or not. There are so many basic videos, but nothing that actually explains things the way I like them explained. Don't know how to best say that. They give you the basics, but I'm always looking for something more in depth. I was really interested in the Phantom Pot, but I never ended up getting that thing working at all. Now when I was running offline tests last night, Nightbot was working, so I'm hoping that in the next couple minutes he'll go ahead and post. There is just so much more that goes into streaming than I had ever really thought. So, CPU seems to be doing good. Fluctuating a little bit higher than I had hoped, but definitely within playable work. See now, my chat was hoping that it was going to be a black screen so it could kind of cover up the chat windows instead of kind of blurring into it. Hoping that doesn't make it too hard to read on there. Doesn't matter as much tonight because y'all are on the quiet side, but when I have a busier chat room, it does make it a little bit more difficult to read. So, about another minute, Nightbot should be hopefully posting for me. But I am really wanting to get into small group PvP and solo PvP. Especially the solo PvP. And Nightbot is not working. At figures. So I got a new viewer. How are you doing this evening? On this fine Saturday night. There we go. Now we got some stuff. Alright, greetings traveler. We're here on top secret business and absolutely do not want to be disturbed. I expect you to turn your little tush around and head back on your merry way. If you insist on bothering us, we'll be forced to destroy you. You've had your warning, now go. So we also have another gate here. So I'm going to orbit this dude at 30. And I'm going to take... Oh, got some mercenary wingman. So we're gonna drop some stuff on you. And you're the dude I'm gonna be orbiting. So we're gonna put on that to try to get there a little bit quicker. Alright. So definitely going to have to play with this Nightbot some more. And I need to get out of this web here so I can get my speed up so my signature radius goes down. So I think I'm going to try to do is orbit this dude. See if that works any. I waited a little bit too long to put those hardeners on. When you get overconfident sometimes in what you're doing, those mistakes will kill you. Definitely something I'll have to be more on top of with PvPing. So we got one more wingman. He's a ways out there. once I get my speed up, I shouldn't have to worry too much, but I am definitely gonna have to go dock up for a minute and get my shields back in, because I am gonna be taking too much damage otherwise. I was hoping to take him out before I left, but doesn't look like it. Oh, newbie mistakes, newbie mistakes. Gotta love it. And of course, no luck with having a citadel here for me to just tether up with. So I am definitely going to have to pop out a system here. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. And let's see. I think I am going to switch over to EMP. I'll lose some distance, but I'm going to do more different types of damage, so it might work out better. Alright, so let's see here. Let's try here. Hopefully it'll be somewhere I can go dock up. You know what? I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I don't know if there's a repair station there. We'll find out. We'll go all noob right now and we'll go find out. Dock up. Hopefully I can repair. Yes. So that'll cost me some money, but whoa! Let's not do that, because that's going to be more than I'm going to make from doing this mission. So it totally makes the mission not worthwhile. So we will go back, head over here, and see if we can go ahead and repair that. Get my missiles reloaded. So actually, let's go ahead, and is that my high? While I'm doing that, nope, that's my low, so damage amplifier, so alright, so let's go ahead, let's buy one of those. And that's medium. Not, there we go, that should be, yep, high. So variation, so there is no variations unless I go very expensive, which is not worthwhile. So it's going to cost me more, but I'm already going there for the other item, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy that there too. And let's go ahead and tether up here. Get those repairs underway. Now that is the one interesting thing about jumping back and forth between an Omega account with skills and an Alpha account that is more of a noob account. You get so used to being able to absorb damage and other things when you have a higher end alt, and so then when you're playing the new characters, you tend to just assume they can take it, whether they can or can't, and then sometimes you find out the hard way. So this should only take a minute here. but I gotta get those hardeners on right away, and I gotta take out that one rat that webbed me. Now, while that's repairing, let me take a look at this Nightbot here. Why is that not going? No clue. Accordingly, it should be going. So, alright, we are done. So let's go ahead and head back. And this time we're going to tear some things up. Fire it up. Fire it up. Well, the commands are working. So if I put in a command, it's working okay. So, I'm not sure other than that. Alright. Well, while you're watching, I would absolutely be grateful as all get out if you would follow me. I am definitely a work in progress, but will most definitely get better too, because that's just the type of person I am. I'm never happy with being, and now it shows up. Interesting. Never happy with just doing. I always want to improve, always want to be better, and always looking for ways to make things better. So I guarantee my streams will get better. So definitely appreciate a follow. And so now when we get in there, I'm going to have to take out that wingman right away. I went ahead and changed my ammo. I don't have the range that I did, but that's okay. I've got to get closer anyway for my drones. And so, and I'll have those hardeners on right away this time. I'm actually going to put those bad boys on right now. Now that is the one downside with Minmatar. It is not an armor. They don't really run armor tanking ships. They're shield tanks, and that is definitely something I'm new to. However, I don't know what it is. I mean, they're kind of very plain and kind of ugly ships, but I am definitely liking the looks on them. So I'm definitely going to have to learn how to adjust and make this ship work. And I'm liking this ship. You know, cost-wise, it's not too bad. It's about 40 mil. And so I wouldn't mind trying some PvP in it, but it's definitely not a ship I'm going to start out with, because I do not have the funds to lose 10 or 20 of these things and, you know, chalk those up to learning losses. So I'm definitely going to have to find something that's quite a bit cheaper to learn with. Alright. So now it's time to teach them who's boss. Hopefully. So I'm going to start out with him. Come on, get that on there. There we go. So I'll put this dude on orbit, the mercenary commander. And we're going to worry about these other guys. I am definitely, well, the shields are holding okay now. They started going a little bit high at first, but they're not doing too bad now. Alright. Now that mercenary wingman, he's my next target. So we're going to roll up on him. We're going to reload everything while we get there because it's going to take a little bit. These are definitely not speedy ships, that's for sure. We got another acceleration gate, so definitely have another round of people to play with once we jump through. Now my fall off is 50, so I'm guessing right around 40 be worth starting to try to do some damage. Well, 50 is the fall off. I'm at 48. I'm impatient. And so what did I missed? So definitely 40, yeah, 40 would have been the way to go. So 35, send my drones in. Yeah, I can't wait till I can start doing 5 drones at a time and get my missile skills up too. I'm really thinking an Orthus would be fun to do these missions in, though. I don't know if it's got the tank to do it. Alright. Another one bites the dust. I am a 70s baby, so I am all about the 80s music. Yes, I'm an old fart, but that's okay. Alright, this guy's about done. And we'll take on this next baddie. Gotta turn off my afterburner for a while. Don't want to run the cap down too much. Interesting. Kind of cool effects. Strange rock formation. Alright, so we're going to pull those bad boys in. It almost seems like I should be going to investigate that rock formation. Let me just make sure. Pretty sure it said that I needed to eliminate him, yep. But it almost seems like I should be going to investigate that. So turn my hardeners off. We're going to go ahead and reload everything. And while we make our way over to the acceleration gate. Man, I wish I had some acceleration now. You know, it's kind of interesting. I tried a micro warp drive, and it actually, the speed was slower with the micro warp drive than it was with the afterburner, which I thought was kind of odd. But I guess it's to do with the size of the ship and CCP not wanting the bigger ships to be too speedy. I got some augmentations in here, but I definitely need to get better ones than those, because man, this is one slow training cycle. It's the downside with the alphas. They can actually do a lot nowadays, but they are slow at skills. I hope there's some rogue drones in here, because I haven't seen any rogue drones yet. "49 minutes and 28 seconds. Oh, now stream elements. I thought I had already taken that out. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, so we got tower sentries. And we got our baddie there. So take those things out, though they're not really doing much damage, so I think I'm just going to go for him. I'm going to ignore them, see if I can get that mission done. Which, yeah. So let's go ahead and see if he's got any decent loot. There's no real benefit in taking these things out since I've already got the mission completed. Now most of the time this loot sucks, but the one time you don't look might be the time that you get something good. I'll waste the ammo and take this thing out. Give me something to do while I slow boat over there. Yeah, I'll bring the drones out too. Chances are I'll forget them. Ah, metal scraps, just what I needed. I was hoping for something along those lines. Love me some metal scraps. Just never can get enough of that stuff. Alright, drones are in, we are going to go ahead, set our destination, and we are going to go back. Actually, before I turn that in, I am going to go to Ren's and pick up my drone stuff and see if we can boost up those drone skills too. Well, not skills, but boost up the DPS and the distance that they go. That'll help a little bit too. Now, I am currently training drones 4 so I can get additional drone out. And though the next one is 9 days, so chances are I'll bump up those 2. I definitely got to get a drone navigation in there too. Bummer, nothing in Ren's. So, there we go. Head over there, and when I get there, let's see, that is tracking, and that, I believe, gives DPS, bonus to speed and damage, so that charges the shield, so I think I will take out one of those for that. And then I'm going to take out my missiles. They don't do that much damage on their own, and right now I don't have very far to distance is rather low. Alright, so I am looking to go into, there we go, pretty sure that's where my stuff is at. So, anybody have any recommendations on places to look for information for solo PvP? I need more than just watching a person do it. Most of YouTube stuff is just basically just watching somebody do it, and you don't really get to know why it is they're doing the specific things that they're doing or anything like that, and that's what I'm looking for. You know, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? And those are the things that I really, when do I decide to overheat? At what point do I look for an escape route? You know, things like that. So, there we go. I really need to throw all this junk up on a fire sale contract and get rid of it. Apparently I'd already looted those. So that was about 600k down the drain. Oh well. Poop happens. we're going to go ahead and turn this bad boy back in, grab the next one, and test out those drone enhancements. Another thing I'm thinking about, I haven't really messed around with too much, and that is that I can use a boost command charge. The Hurricane Command Burst, that's it. 50% bonus. I just don't really know what kind of command boost would really benefit me, if there is even much benefit. The only command boost that I have actually done is on a mining alt. He had a porpoise, and I was doing some very low-end mining boosts. So I've never really, I mean, now I've had them in fleet where they were applied to me, but those were people maxed out on that. Definitely not an alpha character that could only, I think I can do 2 let's see, fleet support. I think, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm stuck. Leadership. Okay, so I can do the first 3 boxes in leadership, so I can get a little bit, but I don't know how much it's actually going to help me. Probably not a whole lot, but you never know. So we're going to turn this thing in here, collect our 800K, and we are going to request a new mission. So, yeah. Not even 300K, but that's alright. Special delivery. Eliminate the pirate duo. Bummer. Alright, this one I'll try without my guns. At least give it a short go without them and see how much of a boost my drones are getting. Now, granted, being that they're both just tier 1 items, one of them's meta, but the other one didn't have a meta version, probably not going to get that big of a boost. Definitely going to have to bump up those piss poor drone skills. Hey, I wonder, maybe one of you guys know, will I be able to use a yeah, it's not showing here, but the XP boosts, well, not XP, but the skill point boosts, and they've got them going on right now with the current little story arc, and I can get the very basic ones for about 20 mil. That bumps up the speed of your training. Now, granted, I can't remember if I trained anything. I would have to train it up to make it worthwhile. But does that affect? Yeah, I'd have to train up some biology. But does that actually affect? How much will that affect an alpha character? Does it affect an alpha character? There's just so many things I don't know about alphas. I am so tempted to plex him, but right now I don't use him enough to make it worthwhile. So this is going to be 2 baddies. Definitely nothing to worry about. However, I am going to turn on my hardeners because I'm going to give those drones a chance, and I don't know how much damage I'm going to take. Alright, so I need to get within 30. Well, actually 35, but I'm going to take it to 30. And then I'm going to put my drones on this guy here and see what happens. Then I got to see if pretty sure I can go tier 2. Well, the drones for an alpha. Not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure I can. Alright. Send them off and let's see how much and if they're... Oh, I should have sent them off from farther. I forgot I put a thing on to increase the distance. Well, a little bit. 26, 36, 22. So... nothing great, but a little bit of a boost to them. Definitely going to have to bump those skills up, though. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Here we are playing a space game. And very few people use energy weapons. Most people use either projectiles or missiles. So it's kind of interesting. Because it just doesn't seem very space-like. Alright, so what I am going to do now is I am going to pull my drones back and I need to go away from him because I need to see about how far I can send those drones out. Let me see if it says on there. Most likely it's just going to give me a percentage, but... 20 kilometers, so cool. So I can actually launch them from 55, so... Alright, no point in taking off. We'll just go ahead and take him out. I figured it was just going to give me a percentage. I've never really used those projectile weapons, mainly missiles and drones, but I am liking the projectiles. Alright. So... I am going to be calling it a stream here real quick. This was just a trial run mainly to see how my CPU would hold up, which is really not doing too bad. I was streaming pretty regularly about a month ago, but I made some changes to my OBS, and then my stream was just unstable. It was lagging really bad. It was just killing my CPU and causing me to disconnect, which was not good. I had a lot of things going on this month. Didn't really have a chance to sit down and look at it, so I did that last night and made some changes, and so far so good. Let's see. Alright, so 1 hour, 8 minutes, definitely long enough. I was not lagged out. The stream does not seem choppy in any way. At least nobody said anything. How is the stream looking for you? I'd really appreciate if you'd post in the chat. Just let me know. You know, is it running okay? Is it looking lagged out? How is it looking? I need to know if those changes that I made worked. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could let me know how it is on your end, because that's definitely not something that I can truly see without having one of my friends stop what they're doing and check it out. And also, if you have not had a chance to follow, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm trying to build up my channel. Yeah, I'm fairly new to this, but I will get better. So, now I cannot wait to get to the level 4 missions. These level 3 missions, for the most part, just seem too weak. You know, following everybody's advice, level 1, you can go in a frigate or a destroyer. Level 2, go ahead and take your cruiser. Level 3, take a attack cruiser. And level 4s, they're recommending battleships, which is definitely something that I will be doing once I finally get there. Oh, crud. I didn't loot that, I forgot. Oh, really? I can't believe I forgot that. Oh, this has been such a noob night for me. Such a noob night. Unbelievable. So worried about my drone damage, and did that help at all that I completely forgot that I was supposed to loot and collect something. So bring back the goods that they looted from the convoy. So chances are, and I should have done it because I know I didn't blow up any towers or anything like that, so I should have known that that crate out there floating, I should have looted that. I've been playing way too long to make a mistake like that. A true derp moment. But everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those moments. So, within the next week, hopefully, I will be trying, and I use that term very loosely, I guess I should say attempting, solo PvP. I don't see it going well. I see myself dying fairly quickly, but hopefully I can last long enough to take things away from each fight, see what I did and what could I have done better, and figure things out. My big thing though is just trying to find some tactics. I mean, it could be as simple as throwing your warp scrambler on them and webbing them, and then just DPS. I mean, it could be just that simple. I really don't know. I mean, now granted, you've got to try to find the best ammo, and you do need to be cognizant of friends coming into the area, and what is your opponent doing. But it could be other things that I would need to do too. I really don't know, and I definitely don't know what type of ship. There's 2 or 3 ships that I can invest in that'll give me a fairly, as best of a chance as possible anyway, to compete. I don't want a ship that I'm going to die super quickly in, but I don't want to buy a really heavily tanked ship that just totally sucks for PvP either. I enjoy doing the fleets, but definitely want to get into solo PvP and some small group PvP. Reload my ammo while I do this. I'm going to have to figure out about that stream elements. I've got stream elements and Nightbot in there. And I really don't need the stream elements in there. Oh, so many things to do, so little time. But isn't that the way of the world? So on my to-do list is find a way to make my chat box add a black background to it so it covers up the chat box and might not be quite so difficult to read. There we go. That's the ticket. Hey, might as well loot this guy since I'm right there. And now, head back and turn this thing in. Alright, so I just flipped over, so yeah, the chat's not super hard to read, but it would definitely be better on a black background, and well, that's kind of large print there, so I'm definitely going to have to bring down that font size, because that's just too large. Too large. So actually, I think my next stream might try to get people involved in it and have people help me build some solo PvP ships. Now that might be kind of interesting. I'm not sure how that would work out. Could totally backfire on me, where I'm just kind of sitting in an empty channel and not really having any input, or it could work out really well and get some extra people in there and get some knowledge and stuff like that. So very interesting. I think I'm going to try it. You only live once, right? YOLO. Worst thing that happens is I end up doing missions instead because there's nobody there and I gotta kill time. I tell you, the last couple streams have been very quiet, just pretty much me talking to myself. Alright, turn this in. Alright, well, thank you for taking this test run with me. Seems pretty successful. CPU still hanging in there just fine, and from what I was able to see of my stream, it didn't look choppy or anything. It looked fairly decent. I was really hoping on some feedback, but you do what you can do. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I may be back later on this evening to do another run. Not entirely sure, but again, thank you for watching. If you haven't hit the follow button, please do. I would so greatly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.